Alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. Respected teachers, dear students. Today we are going to do a RC workshop. Are you guys excited for that? Yeah! Okay, come on, let's start with this. So first of all, we are going to see about some basics. You know, okay, let's start our event. We are going to see some basics. For example, what actually a current is, what voltage is all about, and what is breadboard, and what is series connection, and what is parallel connections. So, let me ask you a question. Do you know what actually a current is? We know, right? This fan is rotating because of what? Because of current. If you are switching on, then the current is flowing, then only the fan is rotating, right? So what actually a current is? Good, exactly. The current is what? The flow of electron. So let us know what actually an electron is. You consider, you are having a water tank in your home, right? Says it store what? Water, exactly, right? Water tank is used to store water. So now we will consider that water as electrons. Okay? So a water tank is consists of electrons. So when you are opening the tap, the electrons is coming, right? Likewise, when the electrons are standing there at the switch, when you are opening the switch, the flow of electrons gets started. So the flow of electrons will flow from the switch to the fan. That result in rotating of the what? Fan, exactly. So, as you can see here, when you are switching on, the electrons start flowing from the battery to the bulb, which leads to the glowing of the bulb. Okay? Now, we will measure water also, right? We measure water in liters. Good. We measure water in liters. Likewise, we can measure current also. How to measure current? For measuring current, we will use ammeter. Okay, we will show you what ammeter look like. So the units of current is amperes. Okay. Now, as you can see here, there is one condition for the flow of electrons. It requires closed path. For example, a water is coming from the tank. If the pipe is okay, if the pipe is broken, does water come into the bucket? No, right? Likewise, if there is any disturbance in this, if it is not closed path in the sense, starting from here, there should be no disconnection. It should be continuous. Then only the flow of electrons take place. Okay? So now you got to know about current, right? Let's see what is voltage. Now, the actual definition of voltage is the potential difference between 2 points. So now, what is that potential difference? We'll see that. Okay, we'll take the same example of the water tank. Okay, we are having 500 liters capacity of the water tank. Now, you have used the 100 liter of capacity. Okay, so you are having 500 liters, you have used 100 liters. So how much is left now? 400, right? Exactly. So that what you are doing, you are subtracting means difference. So now the difference between that and the difference between bucket will give you the actual difference. So likewise, the electrons which are here and the electrons which are used by the fan and the electrons which are remaining, we call that as voltage. Okay? So now, as you can see here, in the first case, the valve is not open. So the water which is here and here is having same potential. Okay, no potential exists there. Now, when the valve is open, then the water come out, right? It starts flowing. So there is some decrease in this water level. So the difference of this and the water which comes out will give you the actual voltage. Okay. So now, how to measure this voltage? For measuring this voltage, we have to use voltmeter. Okay. Now, what are the source of batteries? How many batteries you know? Batteries, you know batteries, right? We are having 25 volts battery. So batteries can be classified into two types, rechargeable and non-rechargeable. Rechargeable batteries, you can again recharge it and you can use it. But whereas non-rechargeable batteries, you cannot use, it is only one time used. Okay, now let's see what a breadboard is about. Okay, so this is what a breadboard look like. Why to use this breadboard means the breadboard is used to avoid the physical connections of two wires. If I want to join two wires, I have to like attach two wires, right? But to avoid that, we use breadboards. Okay. Now next. Okay, we are having something called as series circuit. What do you mean by series circuit? If the flow of electron is in single direction. For example, the electron is flowing from here to here to here to here and again it is coming back. So the flow of current is in how many directions? Only one direction, right? Whereas when come to the parallel circuit, the flow of electrons starts from here. Now when it is here, it is having two ways. Where it can go in this path and it can travel in this as well, right? So it is having two directions. The current can flow in two directions. If the current is flowing in more than one direction, we call it as parallel circuit. If the current is flowing in only single direction, we call it as series circuit. Hope it is clear, right?